What the fuck is happening, people? Welcome to the General Banter Podcast on today, the 3rd of July, 2018.
And what a 3rd of July it is.
What it is, we're getting close, Mick.
Oh?
I can smell it. Round
2 bottles of Miller in my back pocket, sir.
a spat on it, yeah. The only time of year when it's not, quote-unquote, gay as fuck to drink Blue WKD. That's one thing that always cracked me up, was like no one ever pulled these guys up and be like, why are you walking the street like all shaved head and fucking UDA tattoos?
With a Bacardi breezer in your
Yeah,
face.
and also yeah, like a fucking watermelon Bacardi breezer. Because I have to fucking stay hydrated, mate. I'm outside and all, it's fucking desperate to fucking heat
Fucking
out
too
there. It's
warm.
desperate. So
Sure, King Billy loved Bacardi breezers, didn't he?
he did I.
Because there's an orange one.
He did I. He fucking he loved it, mate. He fucking loved it. Serious business though. Lavery's is tomorrow.
Yes.
Big lineup at Lavery's Comedy Club as usual. Mickey, would you MC? Do you want to MC?
I'll MC, yeah.
I'm going to do 10 minutes of new material, even though I've quit stand-up. Kieran Bartlett's on. Who else is on?
Big Dave.
Dave. Woodsy.
Would you?
Everyone's on. So it's going to be mega night. Get day drunk, drink in the sun, arrive in there, and we'll keep it short and tight. You know what I mean?
Also, I'm doing the Black Box on the Thursday. If you want to come
The next night,
watch me do my new show.
Mickey's doing a full show in the Black Box. And that'll be very enjoyable. Now, wait till you hear this.
Oh.
Take your trousers off, okay?
Oh.
Squirt something slippery over your dick and junk.
Get some fucking baby wipes.
Okay, cinch it off at the bottom so it's veiny and bumpy. The chicks dig it, right?
Get an elastic band on it like you're a stripper.
Yeah, find a hair bobble, okay? Take the wee bit of metal off,
Because you nip yourself.
tie it in a knot. You don't want to scrape that dick, bro.
Yeah.
There will
Cup
be...
your balls a wee bit and just press one finger into the vein in your gooch.
Yeah. Don't empty your asshole, but certainly tease it.
And if you smoke, have them nearby.
Yeah, because you're going to empty.
You're about to bust a nut.
You're going to pop both capsules.
Both barrels.
Both barrels.
Lock, cock, and 2 smoking barrels, sir.
And come everywhere.
Yeah, and if you're into bum stuff, get your finger up there.
Bum stuff. Bum stuff. As you well know, the Mandela Hall, a historic venue in Belfast, legendary, has played host to many fabulous acts over the last while.
Many fabulous acts.
Legends, you might say,
Yeah.
is closing down. Very, very sad.
Oh.
Queen's Comedy Club has ended. It ran for 20-something years. They had their last hurrah.
They did.
And what's going to be the last comedy gig in there, just to really give it that send-off? You guessed it. The General Banter live podcast from Mandela Hall on the 25th of July. Me, Mickey, maybe some other guests. I don't fucking know.
Probably the dildo from the last one.
The dildo will certainly make an appearance. If you were at the last one, the Limelight, it was fucking tremendous. We had it filmed. We couldn't use most of the footage, unfortunately, so I can't really show off the way I'd like to.
Yeah.
But it was fucking tremendous. I'm probably going to upload the live one,
Yeah.
which you'll listen to and you'll be like, it's quite funny. The live podcasts aren't the best ones to listen to after in audio form, which is across the board. It doesn't matter who it is. They're not as fun if you are used to like someone's regular podcast. It's hard to listen to sometimes because it's in a live environment and you're reacting to a live crowd.
Yeah.
But some of the fucking laughs and shit were like ridiculous.
It was fucking
And I'll
brilliant.
tell you what I will do. It'll be all new material and videos and stuff like that. But I will play, just so that I can record it, the fucking Interface Diaries video.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen a reaction like it in my whole fucking life.
Aye.
And anyone that was at the last one, you'll get to see it again. But we'll record it properly this time. And we're gonna fucking... there'll be a whole pile of new shit.
And tons of drinking.
Tons of drinking. It'll be a celebration, bitch.
I can't fucking wait.
I've spoken to the authorities. The tickets will either be on sale this Friday, which is probably for the 6th, or the Monday.
Right.
We're going to aim for Friday. Snap them up because it's going to be fucking lethal. It's going to be goddamn
It's
lethal.
gonna be fucking brilliant.
The Limelight one is the main reason why I'm not too sure about doing straight stand-up anymore.
Yeah.
Just because it was so much fucking fun. And do you know what? The last one, I was technically injured. Remember, I had that fucking back thing.
Oh, yeah, right. No.
I wasn't really even in the right mental space.
Yeah.
I was just trying not to fucking put my weight weird on a leg, or else I would have just fallen over. So this time, fully lubed up, supple, ready to pounce on that rubber dick.
Yeah.
So the tickets are going to be out. It's going to be fucking tremendous. The last ever gig in Mandela Hall. It's history. You're literally You will be attending history.
What a send-off we're going to give the old girl.
What a send-off. I'm going to start smoking again because we used to smoke outside. Do you remember?
In the green room, yeah.
Smoke in the green room during the ban?
Yeah.
Huh? Kiss my fucking black ass.
Just fucking... Apparently the smoke alarms never worked in there.
AKA had fucking 2 Joe bags in there. It was incredible. Tom Stade was in there one time. Someone had employed a fucking designated joint roller. He's like, hey,
That's
Mick,
true.
do you want a joint? And Mickey's like, I have to drive to Oma.
Can I
And
take it with me?
He goes, yeah, can I take it with you? And he hands you what?
Gosh, you can, man. Take that joint with you, baby.
Hands Mickey what looks like a loofah that you would use in the shower.
But it was fucking... It looked like... You could... It looked like an Olympic pole vaulting stick. It was fucking huge.
The pole is what they call it.
Yeah,
The pole
that's...
vault.
Yeah. I wasn't
yeah.
sure what the pole was and what the vault was.
It was like, yeah, he basically handed you like a fucking... Like a fat chopstick.
Yeah.
And, took it the whole way to Oma and it wiped about 8 people out.
It was fucking amazing.
Terry Keys' house. Shout out to Terry Keys.
That was a good night, that.
The joint went from like maybe like Mickey to someone to me to Rory Warden. By the time I got to him, I was in bed.
The time we got back to me, I went, there's something in that one, there's something in that.
There's something in that. And then I woke up and I stood up. I was like, oh, it's real warm in this room I stayed in. And something went clink and fell off my body. And I looked down. It was one of Terry Keys' old cock rings that was in the bed. They had like stuck to the flesh of my body as I stood up, like, oh, did a wee stretch clink? And I was like, what is that? And he goes, oh, that's one of my cock rings, lad.
I forgot he used to have his dick pierced down. He showed me with no piercing, but he showed me, you can see like the hole. Like if you squeeze the
if
head
I
of his
showed you my
dick.
dick, you'd see a hole.
No, but if you squeeze his dick, you can nearly see through the sides of it with the fucking.
Did he get it like through the top? Or no?
Well, you get it so that you get it right beside the urethra. So like in the meat bit. But if you like. Just like if you squeeze a dick, it moves a wee bit.
I actually don't really know at all why you would get anything done to your dick.
I wouldn't do that. I won't even get mine checked out. And there's bits on mine right now
that need planed off.
Bats flying out of it to come.
Enjoy the intro, the best intro of all time. It's not playing.
The General Banter Podcast with Colin Geddis.
Right about here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get yourself and your soul. This man will make your liver quiver. This man will make your bladder splatter. Let's all welcome the world's godfather of soul,
Colin Geddis.
It's Geddis, actually.
Geddis.
Geddis.
Geddis. Geddis. Geddis.
Fuck you.
Of course it wasn't plugged in correctly and crackled.
Fuck's sake. I mean, you think by now you would know how to set this shit up.
Well, I thought it was plugged in, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me just mention one more thing before I go on. I set up a Patreon. I didn't really plug it. And then some people took it upon themselves to go ahead and start donating money. So, huge shout out to those people.
God bless you.
Because it wasn't set up when I mentioned this. So, these fucking maniacs have, like, looked this shit up and found it themselves. Now, can I find their names? Huh? Can I find who they are?
No, not at all.
I should be able to. Oh, well, don't make that noise at all. Yeah, next week we'll fucking look up the proper names and shit. So those people have started giving money, basically. And the idea behind that is, I've been doing this for free for a long time.
Yeah. How long are you doing it now?
It must be like 6 years.
Fuck.
I'll keep going. I'll keep putting out free stuff. If you don't want to donate money, you don't have to. But the idea is, if you like the podcast and you want to see more stuff and you donate a tiny bit, it's in dollars. So it literally means, like, if you donate $3, it's fucking nothing.
Aye.
But if a fraction of the thousands and thousands of people who listen to this podcast donate enough, then it frees you up financially to kind of dedicate more time to it. Because the thing is, if I had another job to do and it was paying a lot more money, I'd have to prioritize that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if this gets to a level where people are paying a tiny bit of money, and there might be hundreds or thousands of people paying a tiny bit of money,
Yeah,
I'll podcast as much as I fucking can.
totally.
Do you know what I mean? I'll put shit out. It'll be on fucking SoundCloud, iTunes, the podcast app, it'll be on YouTube in video form, all that shit. You know, I'm filming on a GoPro now. I'll probably look into different camera hacks so that it can film properly.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So that's basically what it's for. You're not paying to get the same thing you were getting. If you want more of the same stuff, you pay a little bit more, and that frees me up to do it. You know, fuck knows we might get to a stage where Mickey gets money for
Me?
appearing on the podcast.
Thank you, Mr. Collins, sir.
You know what I mean? I'll be like, you all come down, have your people speak to my people.
Right. I'll be all, Ma, can I go to Collins?
And I'm like, Maureen, what's an invoice?
What time's dinner?
But that's what happens, and then it grows and grows and grows, and then you have an office, and then fuck knows you're going in every morning to do a podcast, like a radio show. Or
Should
something.
we mention that thing that we talked about maybe doing? No, is that too early to mention that?
Yeah. So before we talk about that, get your sales. If you want to throw me $3, right? Do so. We'll start doing shout outs from Patreon. We'll start or is it Patreon? I'm gonna say Patreon.
I think it's Patreon, yes, Patreon.
Because you would say patron,
Yeah.
you know, rather than patron.
I wouldn't say.
So
yeah.
Patreon, okay. The website's patreon.com/General Banter Podcast. The link will be in the description of wherever you're watching this shit. And if you want more of the same shit, I've realised there's not a lot of people put out stuff at the weekend for some reason. There's no weekend podcast. Everyone goes Monday, Tuesday. In fact, it's usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they all come out at once. So my aim would be to put another one out, like a weekend podcast on Friday night or something, and then you'd have it for the weekend, and then we're back in Tuesday. And whether I do it like I do one, because the problem is if I do a podcast for you, some cunt will be like, get Maureen back on the podcast. Maureen comes on, you should do them by yourself, she's fucking talk shit. I do them by myself, get a guest on. So I'll please everybody.
Yeah,
I'll do one by myself, do you know what I mean, where I really go off on one. I'll do one with a guest, really, Mickey, no one else. I'm not gonna wait around. Some Maureen, I'll mix it up. You might be getting 2-3 podcasts a week.
Yeah,
you'll get at least 2, and then I'll start doing other sort of behind the scenes shit once we sort out like tiers. So you can pay $2. There's someone has paid 10. Shout out to him. Can't remember his name right now. I want to figure out how to pull up the fucking
awful generous.
But that's what's gonna happen. If it was your favorite podcast, then you were like, if I could get 3 of these a week, I'll pay $3.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't even notice it leave your fucking account.
I wouldn't. Yeah, definitely not.
So that's what we'll do. The link will be below it if you feel like donating a bit. I mean, the blind boy thing is always like, if you met me in public, would you buy me a pint?
It's a good way to put it, actually.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
If I met with you once a month, would you buy me a fucking coffee?
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is. And I always used to feel bad about, you know, people paying for like a podcast, because for some reason it was always free. The idea was that they would always remain free, but they will remain free. But if you want to chip in to help produce more,
it's better quality content, more
better quality content, yeah, why not? You know, how many times you pay for Netflix and just flick through it for fucking days,
and maybe one day we'll get a wee holiday together.
Yeah, and it all feeds itself, because
what a blog that'll be.
Yeah,
blog.
Well, you fucking granddad.
That'll be a lovely entry in your diary, Colin.
In your memoirs.
That'd be nice to send your wee pen, pal.
So there you have it, and then so that's it. Click on the link below, and if you want to donate, it'd be much appreciated. We'll do some shout outs next week.
Oh.
Also, we'll talk about another thing, and then we'll go back to the reviews in a minute, because some of the reviews are, I just love people from this country. We'll get to it in a second. I had some meetings last week. One was about the Mandela Hall gig, which is going to be mega death. Then I went and met with our old producer friend Ray Lai, who we worked with on various things like LOL.
How now, Ray Lai?
Yep. And had a chat with him, and we were throwing ideas around, and I could make up ideas for fucking days.
Yeah.
I could literally.
Some people call it lying, but
no, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, like fucking, if someone's like, "Oh, we need a format for," I could do that all day. That could be my job.
You've been doing that for quite a few years.
Formats for shows, right? Now, I was going back and forward, and he was saying, "Oh, we got all these ideas, like, you know, trying to get companies to pay in so that you could make vlogs, like sponsor, you know, like have someone pay for the production of content, basically, back and forth." And then he was like, "Yeah, what would you actually want to do?" And I was like, "Well, I'd want to make like a series that wasn't like too unique, where it could just be one series. I wanted something that, like a sitcom that could just keep going and going, not a studio sitcom, but something similar to The Blood, Mud and the Beer, which we wrote quite some time ago.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Why don't you make a short film?" And I was like, "Well, how long is a short film? Like half an hour?" And he's like, "Nah, like 8 minutes." And I was like, "Right, well, I don't even know how to attempt that." But the idea will be, which was his idea, was why don't we start a Kickstarter, and people who want to fucking see this short film, it'll probably end up more like half an hour.
Aye.
It'll be like a really fucking action-packed episode of something.
Definitely.
Of the blood, the mud, and the beer, which was this idea that we had, and never got around to doing it because it was one of those things. It's hard to do unless you're fully going for it.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
a budget and everything. It's hard to fucking fake it with some shitty cameras. So the idea will be we're gonna do a Kickstarter, and if people wanted to pay, say about 20 quid,
yeah,
and we could get like 200 people to pay 20 quid or 25 quid, and get it to a certain amount of money. We could take it to NI Screen, and they would hopefully add budget to it, and then we could really shoot something.
You can hire a fucking crew for it, like.
You can hire a crew, and we could shoot it over like a few days and edit this thing. But the main purpose of the people buying or donating the money, because it would be about 25 quid. It wouldn't be any more expensive than any other gig ticket, like a big show ticket, or like if you went to see a musician. There's very few of the tickets are fucking less than
50 quid, even
30 quid half the time. So like Bill Burr down €50,
yeah,
no questions asked. But this 25 quid would gain you access down the line to the live sort of screening of this thing. So you would go watch a stand-up gig and then watch this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It would be a ticket into a night that would happen down the line. We get the money to make this thing properly, and then have it to show other people, and maybe someone else would take interest in it and fucking want to run with it.
Yeah.
Would you not want to watch a fucking sitcom, me and Mickey and fucking Begley?
I've been dying to fucking like.
Some of the stuff we wrote, we were so pumped about it at the time. We were just like, this is fucking class.
I remember Maureen coming in and us like both being hyper as fuck trying to tell her about it. Like two fucking big kids, and she was pissing herself like that's the funniest shit you've ever come up with.
Yeah, and if we're only making one of them, I'm sort of not even thinking beyond that now. I'm just like,
let's get the first one done.
Let's take all the best bits out of those episodes that we wrote, and just fucking stick it in one, see what happens.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of glory hole action.
Oh, can't wait for
that. There was one episode where we'd brewed beer, just not to give anything away, and we were making up fictitious
German beer names,
German sounding beer names, like. I don't even want to give any away, but we were fucking howling like.
I remember one particular favorite called
Fist and Childer.
No, I was Fist and Childer. Snappenheimen.
So yeah, it was very fucking funny, like, and there was a lot of funny characters written into it, like Begley being the sort of ageless farmer. Where you're like, is he 20 or is he like 95? There was like a whole load of funny shit went into it, and it could be very good. So watch this space. We're gonna get fucking cracking on that. Obviously, there's a whole process goes with it. If you're starting a Kickstarter, we're gonna have to make a promo video to put on that.
Yeah.
To break, but it'd be good for people to know. Like, it's hard to get people to part with money, but if they know that it's for a thing down the line, then hopefully they can buy into it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not just giving us money and then we go off and do something like really fun for ourselves. You'd be buying a ticket essentially to a gig down the line that will also have a movie screen at it that you can watch.
In many ways, you'd be a shareholder.
You're technically a producer, and you would have to put that in the movie, or the thing at the end would have to be like loads of fucking credits, basically. Hundreds and hundreds of credits.
That'll be fucking unreal.
I mean, if we could get
especially as a big fuck you to all the TV ones that wouldn't let us do anything.
Yeah, that is.
Do you know what I mean?
I didn't even think of that. If you watch BBC and all that shit, and all you can think in your head is, what a pile of wank this is. I pay a fucking TV license and this is shit. I don't never watch it, yet they're at your house quicker if you've no TV license than if you had an unlicensed fucking firearm. You know what I mean? Like, they're at your house, so like detectives. This is the type of thing where like you can help donate to people that you actually like. If you are a fan of anything we do, make a thing that would be tailored to that sort of fucking person. Not tailored, but it would be a style of comedy that you would enjoy more so than fucking, not shitting on it, but like the give my head pieces of the fucking thing. You know, I always said that. Like, I've never had a problem with that. A lot of people are like, it's fucking shite and all. I don't think it is shite. It's just when it's the only comedy being put out, you get frustrated.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a comedian, if you're a comedy person creating comedy things and it's the only outlet, you're like, come on the fuck. Like,
but I think one of the problems, I know we talked about the last podcast I was on, is that BBC, and not even just BBC Northern Ireland, but all of the BBC, they have this thing, they talk about their core audience.
Yeah.
where they think that's someone who's like, I remember 10 years ago they go, that's someone who's between sort of 45 and 60. It's a farmer's wife in Auchnachoy. And you're going, right, that 10 years ago that 45-year-old was 35, because they haven't changed that at all. Because the BBC's like a civil service, it's made up of people that haven't ever worked outside of it, and forget they're not 20 anymore. So 45-year-olds now fucking grew up watching, never mind the Buzzcocks, and Joe, like, or like, fuck, I know that's a BBC show,
more
but
90s
like,
type shit.
They grew up watching edgy, like fucking Bill Hicks, George Carlin.
They're not still watching the shit when people back then were fucking 45.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? People are more used to shit now, and it's gone full circle where like people are so touchy as like a young person now that the edgy ones are 30 and over.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone else is like, well, I can't believe I.
Did you hear Bill Burr talking about that?
People like, I rewatched Friends and it's very sexist.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I watched. Even there was comedian mates of mine. There's just massive, because I've had to leave a lot of comedy forums on Facebook because I'm just going, you know what, this is too much now. And there was a debate, like, I mean a full-blown fucking argument over whether or not Ross from Friends was a cunt or a nice guy. And you're like, he's a fucking made-up character, you stupid dicks.
Yeah, he's an actor. But he did treat Rachel like shit.
He did.
Who was also...
No, here, they were on a break.
She's a bit of a slut as well. Speaking of sluts, have you been watching Love Island?
No.
Fuck my hole.
I think I'm probably the only person
you're watching this thing. Like, I mean, it's one of those things. Maureen watches it flat out. She knows it's bollocks.
Aye.
You know what I mean? You don't talk during it though.
Aye.
She'll take your fucking eyes out. But so I ended up getting into it. It helped one night that Begley was around and we're watching it and we're kind of half slagging it, and she's like, "Shut the fuck up, I'm trying to watch." I'm like, "You're not going to ruin the plot of fucking Love Island. Someone's either getting cummed in or not." You know,
is there loads of bucking happens on it? Or?
Yeah, but they don't show a lot of it. But basically there's this one girl, right? Do you want me to show you? Oh, I don't even know her fucking name. Don't know where to start. I did see a video of her tits out though. But like, she you know, one of those girls who's like, yeah, she's riding all around her, right? Which is fair enough, but it's not done in like I'm a powerful fucking sex predator woman. It's done in our dick's attention. That's what it feels. It feels like it showed you a photo of her years ago, like, or she apparently she had this line which was like, "Oh, I don't really have many female friends," and then
because she bucked all their boyfriends. Yeah,
but then someone put up a photo of her like the way she used to look before she got like her lips and her teeth and her tits done.
Yeah,
and they're like, no wonder she has no friends. They don't recognize her anymore. she's like a totally different girl, but she's literally like, she was fucking going with one fella, and then she's just literally just. It was literally just turned around and went, "I want that one now," and the guy was with this other girl, and she was just like, "Move, move, move. Fancy you? Do you want to kiss me?" And he's like, "Well, you're way hotter than the other." I couldn't think, just before he knew what was happening, and then you're like, "Oh, I've always had this connection with this other guy," and then they were joking around like, "There's no footage of her talking to him at all." Like, always got on really well with him. And then they took her into this other bit, and she was just, some guys like, "Oh, I fancy you a bit," and she's like, "Okay." I bucked him within like 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
She's a fucking night. And you're like, you know, when you're talking about slut shaming, you're like, there's nothing wrong with someone bucking a lot of people, but it's when it's that like broken, twisted sort of like, "Oh, I don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
I just want." They're offering dick, so I have to take it. And she even kissed some other dude, and she was like, "I don't know, that just didn't feel like a good kiss." It's like, it's because you're doing it before you even know what you're doing.
Aye.
Like, hello. Oh, I didn't like when that dick was in my asshole. Like,
I don't know how to shake hands anymore.
Yeah, it's just full blown fucking mess. And then it's at the point where everyone's like, "I think I fancy her," and you're like, "Is it because she is hot and you will be inside her before dinner time?"
It's one of those things, though, isn't it? Like, people, when people see how like pulling actually works, that's when it gets uncomfortable.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like, if you like, so if she's just like, I just like dicks that are just like having fucking, just like bucking people, but is she manipulating them a wee bit? And
no,
or is
it's
it working
almost,
that way?
it's almost like
I haven't seen it, so I don't even know. But
it's like she's a fucking drone. She's like, "I want cock," and they're like, "But I'm actually in a relationship with this. Don't care. Want cock. Empty puss. Beep beep. Empty puss.
Sperminate.
Suck dick. Want dick in pussy. Beep beep. Malfunction. Vacuous space in pussy. Fill with cock immediately. Sperminate.
Verb letter.
Verb letter. I mean, she would get rid, you know,
I'm.
halfway around the country.
I get awful scared of if I ever, like...
But that's the problem. Like, everyone's just like, I fancy her. And you're like, do you fancy her? Or is it just because anyone's game? She doesn't even know what she likes. She's just like, well, these people show me attention, so I have to just receive cock.
That's just the way things are done now, Colin. It's different from back in our day when we were in our 20s.
Like, the guy fucking...
All that whining and dining.
The guy, there's some
Slow dance.
some new dude, and they were all kind of half flirting, and she was in the bedroom, and he walked in, and he literally walked straight over to her, bang, started going with her, and you're like, I mean, that could literally be like sexual assault or really sexy, depending on how you feel like you want to take it.
Yeah.
But she was even like, oh, he just walked over and kissed me. But it's, you know...
Are they all fucking steaming the whole time they're there?
Not really.
I need to watch it to really get any...
They're all just fucking mad sluts, like.
I was trying to watch it But it must have been the first week it was on, and just like clicked it on, and just straight away I just went, I can't fucking know. And
I think the stupidest thing someone can do is actually like kind of have feelings for somebody, because they'll split them up and then they'll send them to 2 other places with like 6 new girls or fellas, and then they'll be like, oh, do you want to recouple, like go with this new one that you've been sort of hanging out with, or do you want to go back with your old one? And then someone will be like, oh, I want to stay in couple with the old guy, and then, you know, the guy comes in with a new girl or something, and then she's like, oh, for fuck's sake, and then they have the cheek to be like, you fucking cunt, you fucking... Yeah. You're like angry that...
It's a fucking riding game show.
And then he has to come in and be like, well, you know, I thought we had a very meaningful relationship, but you know what I mean? Like, look at that one. But there's you, but then also this one, and they both won't fuck me, so this one.
It's like, fucking mental. I don't know.
I would not take that seriously at all. I'd be literally like, game show. Do you want to recouple? Game show. Sorry.
You made the rules.
Yeah. I'd just be like, not real. So.
And what? So how do you win that?
Need to ejaculate. Burst both capsules. Squat, squat. Excuse me, dry penis. Penis is dry. Penis needs lubrication immediately. Not that one, hotter. Penis is dry.
That's fucking hilarious.
In danger of crusting up. Lubricate. I hate.
I don't know why I nearly tried to say foreskin was chopped.
Why does no one have pubes? Everyone is too well shaven.
Bleached, asshole.
Shave your pits, queer. Yeah. Does anybody shite? They were doing a sex game, or they were doing this game the other day and had to do all these sex positions. All like, you know, the oldest guy and has to go with the shortest girl, and like she has to suck her toes or something. You're like, what?
Fucking hell.
And then this guy, I don't know, they're just, I feel like you gotta be so well fucking groomed that you're just ready to buck all day.
Aye.
They'll play these stupid games where they kiss everybody. I wouldn't be into that even if they were super hot.
I definitely getting fucking...
You know, it's like you kiss this one and then this dude kisses her and then you have to kiss her again and then someone else and you're like, nah.
Because mouths are like other holes. It'll come a point where it's going to get a bit looser and wetter. You're
or like they play the game shortly after lunch and someone's had a fucking egg salad.
Right.
It's I'm not in that shit. I don't play that shit.
It's one of anybody I know that watches it, especially fellas, have all said they've sat down to watch it with their girlfriend just to make fun of it, and then 15 minutes in they're like, "Fuck, I love this."
Well, it's no one's really that into it. It's so ridiculous. That's why you get into it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you get the people fucking upset because they thought they were in a relationship, even though it's a game show. You can't believe the levels of sluttery out of some people.
Yeah.
Like, and then some of the dudes in it are just so fucking retarded. It's like that. It's because it's so mental.
It's like golden balls with no cacks on. Remember that game?
No.
Remember that?
It's like the chase, but it's cock chasing asshole. But they're fucking. It's like, and then they get this one dude who doesn't know his fucking arse from his elbow, and he's just like, I just don't know how to close the deal with some of these women. You know, just total todger.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, disrespect them. It's a game show. I wouldn't even. I would be so like. I think I'm a nice guy, right? But if you're putting it on the table that you're just like just a cock vampire, you know what I mean? I'd be like, cool, you're getting dumped in, and then I'm leaving
because I can't
and
trust
she'd be
you.
like, do you think that? And I'd be like, ah! No chat, please. Don't talk to me. Dispatching semen. Ah! Goodbye.
Dispatching semen.
Prepare for discharge.
Track your order.
Done. Your package has been dispatched. Baby wipe.
Package residing in Newton Abbey.
You get the wee slip and it's like, packages round the back. Didn't fit a letterbox. It's in your coal bunker.
Come collect from me. No one home.
Call number.
I only get any of those references because I've recently had a package delivered. Not a euphemism.
Oh my god, but yeah, it's fucking scam. I was at a fucking graduation at Queen's the other day.
How was that?
You'd have read everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go in there like such a dirty old man.
Aye.
Look at all these children. It was Maureen's sister's graduation, and now I graduated from University of Ulster McGee. Not quite the same affair as a Queen's graduation on a sunny day.
I can imagine.
Strawberries and cream, prosecco.
Seriously, yeah.
So I'm like playing some sort of medieval fucking. What do you call a ute or something? What do you call that fucking?
The fucking yeah, the wee square thing.
We have one. Just playing that. Congratulations on your real degree. Instead of me,
Hello.
like, what's that? I don't know where my degree is, but it was very pleasant.
I remember going to my sister's graduation. It was like a Jordanstown one in the waterfront, and me and my dad managed to get pished on free Bucks Fizz, which is very hard to do. Like the amount of that you have to drink.
That's like drinking like enough Bass Shandy to be pissed.
Yeah. Just like fucking steaming us with 18 litres of Bucks Fizz each. Go on, our child, yeah! 2-2. Fair play to you. You tried your best, daughter. What?
Fucking, but it was like, yeah, it was fancy as shit. But I remember, where did I do that? Oh no, sorry. I was just trying to think of somewhere. So the guy kept bringing me champagne, but it was Maureen's cousin's wedding. You know, Anya and Kieran.
Yeah.
And the guy knew who I was from videos or whatever, and he was like, you know, like winking and all. Afternoon, sir. Can I get you more champagne? And he was there all the time.
Aye.
So by the time the fucking dinner came around, the speeches, I had about 15 fucking glasses of champagne.
Fucking
in me.
brilliant.
I had, you know, when the bread's out on the table, and it was all the fancy bread, like not orange, like Mediterranean bread.
Yeah.
I had about 19 slices of bread before I was like, I have to.
Line my stomach. I remember
blasted.
going there. There was a fucking play called The Death of a Comedian. Do you get invited to that, remember, years ago? Because they invited every fucking comedian in the country to go see it. And
Who wrote that?
I want to say it's your man Martin Lynch. I want to say that, but I can't be sure.
He tried to contact me about something.
Aye.
And I went, fuck off.
But see, this thing, we went down and...
Can I smell
Because
you?
I had an argument for ages about a guy that I thought the play was amazing, right? But it was only because same sort of thing. It was like free drinks reception at it, but everybody was getting like a wee glass of wine or here's a wee fucking bottle of beer or whatever. And me and my ex-girlfriend went up and he was like, "Oh, you're fucking like
An actual comedian.
yeah." And he went, "Do you want a wee drink to go into the thing with?" And I was like, "Yeah, please." And he just took a bottle of wine and poured as much of it as he could into a pint glass.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like that with fucking red wine, like more of that.
Jesus Christ.
And like by the time I got to the interval, I was fucking doomed, and I was like, "This play is fucking brilliant." And it's shite. And they were interviewing people, and there's a fucking thing on YouTube, I think, somewhere of me being interviewed, and my teeth are all black, and I'm like, I thought it was really good.
Oh my god.
Absolutely fucking doomed.
I love. That's fucking brilliant. I know a feed of pints will make you enjoy something.
Oh my god, without a doubt. Like
a bit more than you actually should. Like, that's fucking wild. I remember someone was asking me like, oh, I know it was when I did that speech or that talk thing at Springboard, and this week I was like, what's the worst, or like, was your first gig bad or something? Winning. And I said, no.
aye.
I was like, my first gig was actually pretty fucking good. And then my second gig was actually pretty decent, like, you know, like laughs wise.
Aye.
And I was like, nailed it. And then the third gig was in that fucking, do you remember down by the John Hewitt, there was an art gallery and someone was doing like an open mic?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember who
Safe
ran it.
House?
Yeah.
It was Marcus Keeley,
Yeah.
Yes, good day.
It's good, mate. And they would do like fucking all those characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And fucking Ward would do all that shit. But, so I went up and there's about 10 people on, and I was like, well, I'll be on. I've only been doing stand up for like literally about a week, so I'll be on first likely. And it was bring your own booze, and I had a fucking slab of Stella. I had like 24 tins of Stella with me, and they were like, oh, you're gonna go on second last before like, and one more person was going on after me, and fucking I just get laid into this beer like, and had about 18 tins in me, and they're like, up next, Colin Geddis, and I was like, it was so shit, and I was like, why do these jokes not work anymore? Why no laughter in front of all the fucking like art critic? I just like didn't feel good.
Weird. I've only did that gig once, and it was right when I came back from Edinburgh. So you're like proper fucking bulletproof match fit. But I remember that there being a kind of like, here he comes.
Oh yeah, the Mr. fucking
like
Mr. fucking comedy,
and then shit all over it, like because I'm a very, very funny comedian. Not very funny in the podcast right now because I've been holding the patience since we started, but it'll be alright.
That's alright. I wanted to talk briefly about some of the abuse I've received online.
Oh yes.
After that graduation, I've done this thing now where my Facebook is now linked to my Instagram, and when I post things, it now goes on Facebook, and whatever the algorithms work, like I'd be posting stuff on Facebook all the time. No one fucking says a word. Must have hit a new algorithm or a new fucking demographic of people when it comes over from Instagram.
Right.
Dogs abuse.
Really?
Dogs abuse. Oh my god. And like, I talked about it briefly last week, and Aaron texted me and goes, you have to do a bit about like punching, you know, like punching above your weight type thing. And everyone's like, you know, like, don't know, can't think of a single reason why she'd be going out with you.
Aye.
You know, that sort of vibe. But then people were just like ridiculous things, like you would put it up and they were like, oh, get her buck, is she looking red and all? And you're like, that's my actual wife, bro.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? And then some of it was like fucking getting a bit close to the bone. I had to take a photo down, which I've never done, but I felt like going on. I was literally like, I could be petty as fuck here, because one dude's thing, whatever he said, and I clicked into it and I went on and seen a picture of him and his family and all, and I was just gonna like fucking crop out the photo of his wife's face and put it under and just be like, ooh. If it was being a real cunt, you know what I mean? Like, just write rough. Just post a photo of him and his kids and be like, sorry about that, mate.
Fuck it. That's people just think they're fucking bulletproof, don't they?
But like,
I don't know.
If you think about how ridiculous it would be if you got a notification and you opened your phone and you went, is that the guy that does the Barry the Blender videos? And you click into it and it says, mate, your wife's fucking stinking. You'd be like, this is really weird.
Aye.
That's the same for me.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck you are, and you open up the phone and you're like slobbering at me.
Aye. That's why I kind of.
And by the way, this has happened before where people, like, some guy, was it fucking Lavery's, and he's like, he sent me a Snapchat. It was basically a pair of legs resting on a bed and a fucking PlayStation controller, and the blinds closed with the sun coming through, and he's playing some computer game, and it said, maybe don't have your girlfriend on the podcast anymore or something.
Aye.
And then he was at Lavery's with his whole family, and he was like, oh, it was me who sent you that. And I was like, you fucking loser.
Aye.
Like, in front of his fucking parents and all, and I get laid into him, like, I was like, you sad fucking cunt. And but that's the thing, people immediately like back down. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, sorry, I was only joking. You're like, you're not. I don't know who you are.
Aye.
It's not a joke. It's like an insult if I don't know who you are.
It's fucking. But that's the thing about doing this. People think they do know you.
Yeah.
And that's why you get tons of, here, fucking know you do here. What is it? Right? Did I tell you about the fucking guy I met? It was an old dude in Lurgan who was giving off about Tim McGarry slabbering about Lurgan on the Blame Game every week.
You told me about that.
And then he was going, this would be a real funny sketch, and then told me a story about some dude from Lurgan bucking his ex-wife on her dead daughter's grave to try and reincarnate the child. And he was like, wouldn't that be a real fucking funny sketch? And I was like, you need to walk away from me immediately, sir.
Yeah. People are out of their fucking minds, like.
It's their own fault for trying to be fucking funny, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, but I think, like we talked about this briefly before, it looks like it's easy.
Yeah.
And it's not.
I remember
trying to be funny. Like, if you were like, oh, I don't go to comedy much, and you went to like some open mic and a guy goes up and he gets like fucking 6 laughs in 10 minutes. And you're like, he's alright. Like, you have no idea how good you have to be to be alright.
Yeah.
And be able to fucking half work a crowd.
I've been listening to Doug Stanhope's
What if I rubbed in my eye?
his like his autobiography, the Digging Up Mother one.
Yes.
Which is fucking brilliant because it's him reading it, and every so often he'd be like, director's cut, and then he's got the people from the actual story talking about it. It's very, very funny. But there's a bit now where he's talking about like his first gig, and he's like, I fucking smashed it. Because a lot of people do really well their first gig, purely because there's a load of comedians there.
And they've all their mates.
And they haven't seen you before, and they're really generous and supportive. And he's like, you think you've done well your first one until you do the same set in front of those same guys again, and you realise, oh, this is absolute horseshit.
Yeah.
Like even him talking like 20 odd years, maybe 30 years doing comedy, where you're just like, you've no idea how fucking hard it is to actually get really good at it.
Oh,
like,
yeah. And like the amount of fucking like boiling down of material it takes to get an hour, and a lot of people say they've an hour, me included, and you don't. You've got like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of decent stuff, and the rest filtered in between all that seems decent.
Yeah, I can take an hour after doing Edinburgh. I can take that entire hour and boil it down into a 25-minute club set.
Yeah,
and be like, fuck, I wasted a whole year writing the extra 45 minutes of this fucking show, like, or whatever, 35 minutes.
It's funny because you nearly get to the point where you're like, is it worth me cramming all this shit in, or can I just spread it over like 2 fucking hours?
Aye.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely not like that, but you would ram it all in. But it's like, there's no rush. You know what I mean?
Aye.
No rush to stuff it all in if you're gonna keep doing stand up for years.
Take your time.
Or like you fucking. I was talking to the Bonneville's who we shot a video for the other day, coming soon, 2019.
I can't wait for that.
But I was like, do you ever have an album and you're sick to fucking death of it, and then you write a new one, and then you like appreciate the old stuff? And he's like, every time. And I was like, that's the thing. Like, as you sort of get better, or the more stuff you write, I bet there's stuff you look back and you're like, I wonder could I do that still because it's class.
Aye.
Or you forget about it a bit and you're like, that's amazing.
I showed my girlfriend a really old, and it was, I remember the night I did this bit, I was like, that's, for years I've been going, that's the night that I should have been a fucking household name.
Yeah.
It was that good of a fucking night. And
was it Lavery's Comedy Club? Was it?
No. And watched it back a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh, that's fucking awful. Like,
yeah.
Because I clearly hadn't watched it in years, and I've just let my ego be like, I should have been fucking massive that night. And then you watch it back and you go, I fully understand why I had to sign on 2 weeks after this.
You're feeling like pouring, like you're being so meaningful about some bit that was bollocks. I don't even have bits. That's how shit I am. I've
loads of bits. Don't be saying that, man.
I know, but you have like big fucking twisted, drawn out bits, and mine just like, what about that there? Shit. Oh, look at that there. I was posting.
But that's because I only do stand up. Do you know what I mean? Like, because realistically, if I'm doing a new hour, it does take a year and a half to get a new hour together, and doing it every year is insane.
Yeah, I think I just fucking don't have. I think of ADD and just fucking if I can go from A to B in what I think is a funny joke or a bit, I just stop and then put more stuff.
But it's all about fucking stage time too. Like, I'll still do gigs. I'll still do the PAV the odd time, or you know.
Yeah, when you absolutely shouldn't.
Yeah, but
where's the American bar? Is it all kicking off in the open mic scene?
They must. I wonder, is it's the same crowd from the PAV? Is it? It must be just doing that for the summer. I'm guessing.
Cool for the summer.
I might try and pop down actually some night.
Me and Mickey will call around, do some fucking bits up
some
in this
new stuff,
bitch. Yeah, I would do that. So yeah, we shot the video for the Bonnevilles. We burnt the car out. Shout out to,
I'm fucking raging I missed that.
Shout out to Frank for flipping it into a field down the road.
Aye.
And then it's been lying down the back of Maureen's parents' house, and then we set fire to it. Pretty dangerous. There was a lot of explosions.
Would you just pour stuff in the back of it and go for it? Or?
Maureen's dad was like, and he goes, it's not the first time I've set fire to a car,
really?
Seriously enough. And he goes, you just stab a wee hole in the seat and pull the fluff out and light it.
And it'll just go by itself?
Pull the foam out. And it's plastic and all, so it goes up like fucking like that. And then very quickly it's
ablaze,
fully on fire.
Fucking hell.
And then the airbags like, and then the wheels like, they just pop. And then there was one almighty fucking explosion. I don't know what the hell that was, but everyone just dropped guitars and cameras.
Run
and
like
fuck me. But yeah, and then in true Gedzilla Films style, one of the shots wasn't even recording.
Fuck's sake.
So the wide one isn't there, but with all the close-ups and the drone shit and all.
I bet that looks class in the bits I saw, and it's a fucking cracking song too.
Great song. We'll play it at the end for all the buys. Let me just. Here's what we'll do. This is very lick your own bag. Do I read out some
reviews of the podcast? Are you saying?
Do it? Is that cuntish?
Is it a 4.5 star rating? Is it for?
No, it's a 5. This is for fucking Russell Keane. I don't know why that's
on. All right. What are you on?
You fucking piece of shit. These are mine. I'll read out some, right? Just shout out to these people. They've all got weird fucking names and shit. Yeah, rate and review the podcast because that's what keeps people. Christopher James. Listen to 2 podcasts on the regular, and this is one of them. Rarely disappoints, and that was from 13 hours ago. What are the essentials of Northern Irish radio presenter? Nolan's gut, Hugo's banter, Frank Mitchell's charm. Colin rolls them all into one. In the most glorious fashion, and guests like Bartlett and McCann make the podcast funnier than any other out there. See, this is so Northern Irish, where it's like, can't just be nice, have to kick in the balls at the same time.
But at least they're being nice at the end. I'm only joking, you're lovely.
Best podcast about, brilliant. Definitely look forward to it each week. Better than sitting watching or listening to other comedians on Netflix or on this, since they're too serious or exaggerate stuff. General Banter Podcast, it's all in the name. And that's from Keelan somebody. Looking like a lunatic. Literally found myself walking around the night shift. I've rubbed sun cream in my eye, I can't see. Laughing to myself at how funny this podcast is. It's the sense of humour I find myself having with my own friend group. So to listen to this is like sitting in the room with Colin and company.
Oh, that's lovely.
I can't recommend it enough. Have recommended it to everyone and always look forward to episodes going up. Nice one. MMA loving, Kardashian hating, funny guy. What more could you want? Suck that at the same time. Okay. I should probably vet some of those. What does that say? Better than Hugo Duncan? If I had to choose between listening to this podcast or listening to Hugo Duncan's show on Radio Ulster, weekdays 1:30 to 3. I definitely pick this podcast. Both are fat from here and drooled over by females over 65. But that's where the similarities end. This guy definitely is funnier than Hugo. Well, I'd like to fucking think so. Anyway, I'll pull out some more funny ones of that in the near future.
I'm going to fucking piss myself here.
Well, it has been very funny. Right, we'll rattle through some questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. Question for you, Mickey. Do you think being in a creative industries in Northern Ireland puts a limit on your growth as an artist, or the opposite, i.e. McCann heading to LA? Has it helped them?
I think it helps you to get out of here. Well, it depends. If you mean like fucking trying to make stuff through the BBC like we've talked about before.
Well, that's what we're trying to get around.
Just limits you straight away.
We're gonna go straight to you guys, and you can pay for your own content. We'll go out and make you a fucking
that's kind of what
short movie, Patreon, all that shit.
One of the that's what we've kind of been able. Well, because of you, we've been able to do that for the last 6 or 7 years. Traditionally speaking, it was like you had to just wait for the Empire to give you a gig or whatever else was happening. And then, like, since you've started comedy in Northern Ireland, there's been a lot more, fuck it, do it yourself. Like
guerrilla style.
And it's the only way to do it now. And I do think getting out of here does help in the sense that it's so small here that you can't write fast enough.
Yeah, if you were to, you can go away and I think grow as an actual artist.
I just mean as a stand-up,
but there's some. Well, I mean that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it'll broaden your fucking skill set probably to go away somewhere, but you could probably, I don't know. It's a weird thing. It'd be like if you went to fucking LA or something, the way Aaron did, you'd have to get a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would be working.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You'd be working and then you'd be doing open mics. Like it'd be like starting stand up again, except you've got the skills of a professional.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
there is that. Yeah.
There is that thing. Like McCann has nothing to lose. He could go over there. He has a good job now. He's killing it. He's doing open mics all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
So he's doing well. It's benefited him. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but then he wouldn't be fucking a full, professional comedian touring about like you would. He wasn't giving up as much. You know what I mean? Like you would be literally giving up, like doing the circuit and fucking the UK and bigger gigs over here. You'd be giving up all that shit and going away. He was only starting to creep into that sort of realm.
I know what you mean.
He was only starting to
but
do
saying
bigger
that,
gigs.
It's one of those things where I think you have to do it anyway because you'd never know when circuit stuff or anything else is just going to run out. Do you know, like the club circuit in the UK isn't what it is. Like when I started going over there, it wasn't what it used to be, and even in the 4 years since I've been going to England, it's not what it was then.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, as you said, like the money for like sets that hasn't changed in like 30 years.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, the entrance fee's gone up, and the like back in the 80s, you would have got 200 quid for a gig, and now it's still 200 quid for a gig in a lot of these clubs. In fact, a lot of them have lowered their money.
Yeah,
because there's enough people that can't do stand up that will take.
They'll do it. Yeah.
They'll do it, and a lot of places don't care about the actual comedy. They just want
a night out and fucking
yeah.
And there is a level of like, if you can make them laugh to a certain extent, there's a large fucking area of that graph where it's just you're making them laugh before it hits like absolute murderer.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? If you can get the job done,
yeah,
who gives a fuck? But yeah, we'll do it ourselves, guys. Do you know what I mean? Hashtag Dead All Mafia.
Fucking right.
Come under the cloak.
Join us.
Podcast question: Mars is 4.6 billion years old. What's your favorite chocolate bar?
I like a Galaxy Caramel.
I love a Bounty.
Oh, I like a Bounty too.
I love a Bounty. Like,
I love a Drifter.
I was going to say
a wee
Drifter.
treat.
I like Drifters, Bounties, and Boosts. If I was going to reach for something, it'd be one of them three.
Picnics.
Nah, I couldn't give a
Love a
fuck about
picnic.
I'll eat. Say it. Whatever.
It's going to be the longest debate of the show.
I'll eat
Two
anything,
fat
like-
lads like, oh, I do love chocolate now.
What are both of your top 5 albums of all time?
Now, that's what I call music, 31 to 36.
I was talking about this the other day. Songs for the deaf. Queens
Yeah,
of Stone
definitely.
Age would be one.
I would,
First Strokes album is pretty fucking
Yeah.
flawless. Like White Stripes, Elephant.
Dre 2001. I know
Dre
that you don't believe that.
2001
Like,
is fucking lethal. It's a classic. It's a classic, sorry.
I would put the Bonnevilles. R.O. Pierce my heart.
Yeah,
is one of mine.
it's banger after banger after banger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to know because you can have favorite songs that weren't off not particularly good.
Yeah,
albums,
I can't remember the last time I listened to a full album either.
No, me neither. It's not the way
Yeah.
it happens. What is your favorite venue to do comedy in and why? I don't care. It's like, well, the last few gigs in the Limelight have been fucking ridiculous. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That, like, Lavery's on a fucking belting night is up there with Anywhere.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
when it's full of people and it's getting a bit rowdy and you're killing it,
Yeah.
it's class. Like, it is really good. Limelight's really good, but again, if you can get a room full of people that are really into it, it doesn't matter what fucking
Yeah.
room you're in. To be honest, I've done good gigs in like
Shitty rooms and shit gigs and
I've-
great rooms.
Like, I've been in the fucking green room in the Black Box when it was absolutely rammed out for an Edinburgh warm up before I
Yeah.
went to Edinburgh. Murder session, but I've also died completely in my hole in there. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's just I don't know. Whatever happened to Daniel Watson? I saw a rare up to date photo of Daniel Watson recently.
Oh, he's looking fucking pretty.
He's looking well, looking handsome.
Oh.
I don't know. I just was at a point where I couldn't get him to be in videos, and I just fucking couldn't be arsed anymore. You know, we planned things, changed them, planned them, and I couldn't be fucked waiting around, so I had to just plow on myself.
But I don't think Dan wasn't really as into it towards the end of that stuff.
No, well,
'Cause
it
he
was
had
weird
one,
because he stopped doing videos with me, and then he sort of started doing ones with Shane, and then he started doing some by himself, and then he just kind of stopped altogether. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he has much of an internet presence. It would be hard to get a hold of him to even ask him.
That's one of them other things. If you fucking either have to be balls in or just not doing it.
Ball,
You know what I mean?
Balls on deck in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's balls out, isn't it? Not the
But I hope he's doing well. That'd be some podcast, wouldn't it?
That'll be the return of Dan.
Get Dan back on the fucking... I would absolutely do a podcast with him. If anyone wants to fucking tweet the cunt, if you can find him. You know what I mean?
He's like the A team.
Yeah. He's like a... To save your life, if you had to lick out your mum or suck off your dad, what would you choose? And that is from Maury. No. I don't quite know where my ma is. True story. So it's definitely suck my dad's dick,
Yeah.
probably.
I think I'd suck my dad's dick just because he'd be like, that's wild funny, so.
And you're always my favourite.
No, he's got a gun to your head, but thanks very much.
Since he's from... What happened to the blood, mud, and the beer, and why didn't it work out? Funny you should ask, bro.
Yep.
It's gonna happen, and I'm putting it out there because we actually have to do it now, and I'm very excited about it. And
Yeah, it was never like we didn't want to do it. It was just shit got in the way.
I just didn't. No, it wasn't shit. It was one of those things. I don't think it's worth doing unless you can do it properly.
Aye.
And if we found a fucking way to do something, even if it's one episode
Aye.
that's half an hour long, let's. Or 20, like what's an episode? 21 minutes.
Yeah,
for
about that,
a TV aired show. By the time they put ads in and stuff, it's 21 minutes. If we could put all our fucking effort into one thing and make it as good as possible, and just be like, this is how good it can be if you fucking let us make 12 of these a year. Do you know what I mean?
It'd be fucking unreal.
Anyway, since he's it's, the blood, the mud, and the beer. It's funny because we've talked about this before. That's not actually the lyric. It's actually the mud and the blood and the beer.
Aye.
But I think the blood, mud, and beer sounds better.
Yeah, definitely.
Since he's from there, what does Mickey think of the Holy Trinity of Armagh Towns, Craigavon, Largo, Portadown?
The Holy
It's
Trinity.
from Zach.
It used to be called the Murder Triangle. Things have changed. Yeah, dead on. Don't like Portadown. Oh, harm you.
I'm gonna have to join in there and say Portadown is a fucking kip.
Aye.
Because we've had to go for a car part there recently, and I was like, why does this place still exist?
Aye. It's a weird wee fucking spot.
I don't know what Craig is. There, I don't know. I've only been to Rushmere.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. It's why warm in here, isn't it?
It's fucking boiling.
Right, we'll rattle through this so Mickey can piss. What do you think of McCann's pedo goatee? Love the podcast, by the way. That's from James. McCann does have a strange goatee. He can't grow hair on his cheeks, which is unfortunate.
Thing is, on my head, that beard looks like a fucking long plaited Viking beard. It's just
yeah. Maybe it's a regular sized beard. It just doesn't stretch on his head.
Aye. It's a Santa mask.
Yeah. But he sent me a photo and he goes, what do you think of this? And I went, you're going to have to go get like a real tight short haircut for that to make sense because you just look like a paedophile.
Aye.
But
it's very David Brent-y. Was we chilling?
A lot of people have said Brent, but yeah, fair play to him. Do what he wants, that mad cunt. Fucking fair play to you now. That's it. Best ways to deal with getting swamp nuts in that heat: dab the nuts with paper or wipe the bag. You just gotta wear the correct
you just
shit. You know what I mean? I feel like you just have to fucking wear some light shorts.
Yeah, just embrace it, man.
Do you know what I mean? If you can wear something that doesn't have boxers, that's like not too cocky.
Aye.
You know, like you don't see your full dick and bees. Then that's the way to go.
Aye. I agree.
We would win the fight between Mickey, Lurgan Lout, Bartlett, and Colin bite the veins. Have I said that enough where it's now fucking...
What an interesting question, Colin. I wonder who would win that fight. The 20-stone man who does jiu-jitsu or the fellow with flat feet and big tits? Let's think. Can I use eczema as a secret move?
Like when ninjas would throw sand in your eye?
Making it rain, but it's all skin.
This is the last question, and it is ridiculous. If you had to have another first name, what would it be?
I don't know. Fuck.
Just take your dad's name.
I'm trying to think what you would look like if you weren't Colin.
It probably would be like Barry.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
I know my math told me once whenever before I was born she was thinking of the name Henry for me.
That's fucking
Henry Bartlett. Well, boys, 'tis me, Henry Bartlett.
That's fucking ridiculous. Well, yeah, the other name that I was nearly called was Jamie, which is hilarious.
That is very funny.
Jamie, get it? That's gross.
Fuck. You'd have to be a lot
skinnier.
Yeah, just to pull that off, or just always wearing a tracksuit.
I have
Hey, Jimmy.
My name is Turd, like Colin. Yeah, you can't have a name where in a place where no one can say it.
I don't know. I can't imagine the discussion when someone calls a baby Colin.
Oh yeah.
Like, it suits you now as a grown man, but I couldn't imagine.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of fucking... I mean, it usually happens the other way, where they're like, this is our child, Noah. But then there's going to be a fucking adult walking around, and you're like, Noah!
Aye, good shot, yeah.
From here, Noah! McGillicuddy! You really have to take into consideration the two names as one, because you'd be like, this is my daughter, like, Apple. You're like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
What's her surname? McLinchy. Like, it has to fucking... It has to fit.
Yeah, Phoebe McCann.
Or they go all fucking. This is Layla McSweeney. It just don't it doesn't work like. Anyway, we're gonna get the fuck out of here for more. Why did I call you Maureen? I'm having a fucking break now.
Don't worry about it.
For Mickey.
Tulip Donaghy.
Before Mickey pisses himself.
Aye.
If you want to donate to this podcast so that we can put out 2-3 podcasts a week and probably some extra content, go on to patreon.com/General Banter Podcast and donate as little as £3 a month and we'll give you shout outs. We'll have tiered things, so if you want to do £2, that's grand, you'll get more podcasts for free. If you want to jump to fucking $5, $10, we'll incorporate different stuff. We'll have like General Banter sticker packs.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like a poster, limited edition. Probably do like a screen printed poster.
Yeah, we're getting our cocks
And
made
if-
in the dildos. So
If you really want to fucking go crazy with it, there might be a Dead On Mafia t-shirt for patrons who
That'll be fucking
donate
brilliant.
a certain amount of money.
And if you want to just give me money, my own, come to the Black Box on Thursday night.
Yep. And
Like a $5 or something.
it's a $5. I think I might go and watch that, Mick.
I can drive the car. Beers? Do beers?
Not too warm.
Do beers too?
I don't know. I drank on Sunday there, and I was off drink for about 2 weeks because I wanted to stay off it.
Aye.
And I was like, well, we shot the video. It was good fun. Had a few beers. Felt terrible. Just felt
Aye.
sick. Oh, I couldn't sleep. I didn't like it. I genuinely, my body might be becoming allergic to booze.
Fucking happy days, go sober.
I smoked that well that week.
We'll do that too. Like,
Let's finish on the new Bonneville song, Reflex Liar.
I hope it is. I'm going for a pish. Bye.